Welcome, Aquarius. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot getting ready to do a full moon in Aquarius reading for you. This is especially intense for you, Aquarian, because the moon is at 6 degrees of Aquarius and Pluto is at 4 degrees of Aquarius. That's an extraordinarily tight conjunction. Now, the moon moves rapidly, so it has a wide orbit. But Pluto, as we well know, moves extremely slowly. And this is affecting you in terms of your mindset, your approach, your perspective, your attitude towards yourself and what you desire. So I'm going to read the tarot cards first, and then I'll move into the oracles. And for your present, the Five of Cups, it's describing some second thoughts, some uncomfortable feelings about choices you've made in the past, your perhaps review of something that isn't working currently in your relationships, and you are trying to see a pattern in disappointments that you've had in the past, perhaps literal failures, things that didn't work in the past. You're trying to understand why you continue to make choices that end up similarly in the present. So you are allowing your feelings to flow and really allowing yourself to experience whatever sadness, even regret that you have incurred as a result of seeing failures, heartbreak, not achieving something whole, something healthy, when you trusted yourself in taking a risk to give and receive a balanced expression of love. And these emotions that are perhaps overtaking you at times, anything from real heaviness, sadness, disappointment to just a sense of numbness that I believe helps you get through a current situation that is not working out the way you had hoped it would be, or really just coming to terms with the way that your pattern of giving and receiving love can be based on a troubled past or a conditioning from your family of origin. And you are really allowing yourself to let these experiences go through surrendering to them, not trying to hold on to them, but letting them flow through you as a means of identifying what it is that is occurring consistently to upend your relationships. In the past, the Strength card. And in this deck, it is the beautiful cactus, which I truly love. And I must tell the story of the cactus as the source of water in the desert. And of course, cactuses go from very small to mostly very large in certainly the southwest of the United States. Saguaros are like giants. They're like giant human forms. But all the birds, insects, and bees, and even small animals live within the shelter. Incredible flowers bloom from these magnificent, rather gnarly looking cactus. And this symbolizes, in many ways, the strength that you have within you. And we're talking here about inner strength, not just the strength of character and purpose that means you are strong and capable, but this really is the strength to persevere when things aren't going your way. And this is being called on at this time as a recognition that things may not be going your way, but it is something you can alter. It is something you may be able to change. And with that in mind, you are reminded of similar situations in which you recognized your ability to persevere no matter what, but you helped others along the way to the best of your ability also to tough it out in a sense. And this is feeling very much like uh, working through a long-term or stable relationship, one in which one has high hopes. There is authentic and deep love and connection. But as in any relationship, there are tough times. There may be some initial disappointments or obstacles that rise up that we're unprepared for. And so it threatens to throw a pall over the relationship that is delusional. In other words, it's quite likely, if this is about a particular relationship for some of you, that there is love, there is a foundation there. There is one that can potentially be worked through. And in the future, the Nine of Cups, wow, kind of feels like things are working out or will work out with a lot of work on your part. And when I say a lot of work, this is despite the simplicity of the cards, there is a lot to work through here. But it is the process of coming to terms, whether working out means staying together or working out means moving apart. You can fulfill a wish on either terms, but this is indicating this is a choice. This is a freedom that you are taking responsibility for. And that this freedom is about the process of owning your responsibility to each other, to the relationship, to the project, to the opportunity that you're working through at this time. So I just want to be clear, this isn't exclusively a relationship per se, or a traditional relationship. This can be about a project, a group of people, or it can be about something, an opportunity that you are seeking to seize or manifest. In the Crystal Spirit Oracle, I pulled the Amber, and I'm going to read a little bit about this. So, healing family patterns is the essential meaning of the amber crystal. Preserving the wisdom gained by the lessons of the past, releasing karma. So, just a little bit about, we know that amber is not crystal truly. Amber is not a true crystal, but fossilized tree sap. Just as this resin is solidified, so too are patterns often passed down by family. Meditation with Amber Spirit is excellent to help explore those patterns and shed light on those that may no longer serve us. In romantic relationships, we always have a choice to stay or go, to learn and grow, or to move on to a new partnership. If you want to have a different sort of relationship, Amber Spirit's message to you is clear. Explore your family relationships. The nuggets of wisdom you mine will help you avoid repeating the pain of the past in your relationships today and in the future. Find those hidden gifts of wisdom and strength so that you may enjoy the loving partnership you deserve. And of significant note is the fact that one can choose a partnership with oneself. And I do believe, in light of the Amber Crystal, that this is about choosing self. And choosing self can include choosing all of our relationships are patterned on the relationship we have with ourselves. So this is not to triangulate this unnecessarily, but choosing the self means exploring the patterns from the past so that we can shape our relationships in ways that reflect our desire for health, balance in those relationships, ones in which both partners or all partners can grow, can be supported in that growth, and can identify opportunities to work together for something greater than themselves. And from the wild unknown, I pulled the crone. Wow, the crone. This is really vibing for me right now. For you, Aquarius, Saturn is in Aries, which is a fairly harmonious relationship to your placement in Aquarius, whatever that is. And Saturn is about time, it's about form, it's about structure. It is definitely about aging, maturing, and taking responsibility. So I'm going to read from the guidebook. And of course, there are a lot of other names for the crone: the witch, the old woman, the sage might resonate a little more accurately for many of you. The crone has seen it all. Nothing frightens or surprises her. She's the final manifestation in the feminine trifecta of maiden, mother, crone. In her long life, she's witnessed endless cycles of death, sex, failure, rebirth, conflict, and regeneration, giving her the ability to rise above the world of duality. She laughs at notions of good or bad, right or wrong, and accepts everything in, devouring beauty and suffering with the same mouth, using their energy to reveal hidden secrets and knowledge. Her energy resides in all of us, though it is feared by most for its power and unconventional relationship with death. Awakening the crone is dangerously rich and unapologetically magic. Well, what a lovely description, right? So, yeah, when I initially sensed Saturn's relationship to you, I'm reminded that it is one of your ruling planets. Uranus, Aquarius, Virgo, and Pisces are signs that have dual rulerships, and Saturn, along with Uranus, is a ruler. So this is particularly relevant to those of you, especially as you look at family patterns, healing family patterns, in activating an awareness of them, and in working to release those that don't serve you. So I do feel like you have a lot of strong energy that's encouraging you to rise above your perhaps initial judgments about your feelings or experiences, perhaps specifically in relationship, so that you move away from labeling your experiences negatively or positively, right? This is not about romanticizing your relationships. It's about seeing beneath the surface. I'm going to clarify these cards, but first, Aquarius, if this is resonating for you, please like this video and subscribe to my channel, Pacific Tarot. I appreciate all of you that are here in the present moment with me. And I'm going to clarify the Strength card, the Cactus, with 2 cards. And we have the 3 of Pentacles and the 4 of Swords. And for the 5 of Cups in the present, 2 more cards, the 8 of Pentacles and the 6 of Wands, hardworking, very hardworking. And the Nine of Cups in the future is clarified by the Two of Pentacles and the Six of Pentacles. Lots of stability and abundance on our minds and hearts these days. But in the past, it's showing me that you have been contemplating your experiences. This work of focusing on past patterns, past failures or disappointments, things that haven't worked out in the way that you had hoped, is something you have long been contemplating. You're very aware of your particular cultural or familial lens in approaching ways in which you can be collaborative with others. So this idea of love or relationships is as much for you about collaboration. It isn't solely limited to a romantic notion of a traditional family or relationship. But you have come to recognize indeed patterns, and they're patterns that you are resting on, you're considering as you identify what your particular strength contributes to in your ability to persevere and work through problems, particularly problems in community, in relationship. But you're a natural collaborator. You want to be productive, you want to be active, and you want to be moving towards solutions. And so there is a little bit of a tension here in your natural way of resolving or assessing your strengths in any given project or opportunity. There's a part of you that wants to do and check off the task list. And there's another part of you that understands that the way you've always done things may be centered on some kind of expectation you have of the way things should turn out or the way things need to turn out, and that those expectations are not shared among those you collaborate with or seek to collaborate with. This feels as though it is advising you to look at the truth of your experience and come to a fuller acceptance of that in the experience of others. And that is a cause for celebration. The diversity of our experiences and what we learn from those actually becomes the foundation for collaboration. You can't simply jump into a productive collaboration without taking into account the various needs of individuals, their various experiences, or the truth or wisdom that they produced from those. So this is interesting. It's positioning you in a very powerful position within a community or team of collaborators, someone who has a lot of power to make things happen, but may necessarily be unconsciously holding on to expectations that you're not always sure are clear or conscious. And for the present, the Five of Cups is clarified by the Eight of Pentacles and the Six of Wands. So here you are working very hard. As I said earlier, you're hardworking. And you're hardworking in the context of a community. You put a lot of energy into improving your skills and improving the environment of your own experience, your own life. And you do so in terms of a larger context of a collective in which you try to do your part well. It feels like, again, the tension I'm sensing here is that you are doing the part that you believe needs to be done. And that is, it's frustrating for you when you're not clear because you work so hard at being a good supporter, being a good community member, contributing, doing your part, not shirking your responsibility or expecting others to do that. But it does seem as though it is taking you time to understand about the environment you're currently in order to understand what role you can best play. I feel as though you've earned a great sense of that in the past, but that you are using that information to inform you in a new environment, and you really seek recognition for the work that you do. You want to be appreciated. You want to be understood. And I think that that is something that you are sincerely working towards a greater inclusion in your sense of what collectivity is, what a community is, and what a co-creative effort is about. So there's this part of you that is so personally strong and resilient that you believe that that effort in and of itself is enough to uh, earn you what it is, the attention, the devotion, the praise or appreciation you seek, but you're actually having a harder time understanding how you fit in with others in terms of what makes the most sense for you to focus on. Because I see you having a lot of competing activities and interests. So there may be several associations or groups that you belong to that some require something very different. But what you crave is the recognition by your peers that you're doing your part. That's important to you. And in the future, the Nine of Cups, this again, remember, is often a wish fulfillment, but it indicates to me the emotional labor that is required in order to find that happy ending, in order to find that contentment, that satisfaction that you made the right moves, taken the right steps, included others, or the recognition of others' experiences towards that end. And I see you really working hard at balancing out all of your relationships. I do feel for some of you that you're sort of stuck in the middle here. And in the Two of Pentacles, you can see that the crow is kind of stuck on at the fulcrum, but is trying to work at the way things were done in the past, the way things were done in other environments or situations. That seems like a default for you, that you look at how things were done in another environment, and that's what you're hoping to generate in terms of a plan for a different situation. And of course, we reap lessons from our experiences in the past, but there needs to be it feels like, greater focus on your current exchanges, the way you enter into and balance your relationships in the here and now, so that that includes a sense of negotiation, that is little to assume in your relationships that has not been agreed upon. So, and agreements absolutely include you and all those involved. So, agreements, this balance that I think you're seeking to apply to a new situation, actually may be more effectively achieved by putting your ideas out on the table and seeking agreements around what it is that you desire. That has to be a part of it, but also being willing to compromise in a way that includes the needs and perspectives of others. So there's a sense that you're still growing and learning in a way that may in some ways confound your sense that you already know how to do this. You've done this in the past. You are currently working on this, and you are being asked to uh, recognize the way a certain pattern of balancing in relationships has not worked or will not work in the current situation, that there's a new set of agreements or negotiations that are required in order to be productive, in order to initiate a plan that fits the current situation or fits the future situation, the situation you're building towards. This is telling me that you are firmly embedded in community and in your current relationships and are willing to do the work. But it's almost asking you to honor your emotions, release those that don't serve you, acknowledge a sense of failure or heartbreak, knowing that it can be rebuilt, uh, recreated in a way that is a more accurate reflection of you and those that are involved, and those mutual or reciprocal desires that you all commit to as a team. I hope this makes sense because it is a kind of heady time for you. And from the botanical inspiration, I pulled clematis. And the key words are intelligence and mental beauty. Wisdom is the abstract of the past, but beauty is the promise of the future. I do feel that for many of you, you're moving towards a more uh, a more intelligent expression of your emotions. You're integrating your emotions and your intelligence in a way that provides you with a better balance and opportunity to uh, articulate your desires and respect the needs of others that you are co-creating with. Thank you so much, Aquarius, for this reading. Until next time, namaste.